Hey guys, how we doing? Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. As you know, I'm Jason C. Welcome everyone. We got a lot of cool stuff to do tonight. Cannot wait. What we're going to be doing, just to kind of get into things. First, we're going to let some people join into the chat before I make my announcements for tonight. So we're going to have a really fun show, guys. So far in the chat, we have Chad Holly. Thanks for coming, buddy. How you doing, man? Monica Willits, welcome. This your first time here. I see you all the time in the It's Bourbon Night chat. Nice to have you. Welcome. My buddy, the Dan Trout. How you doing, Dan? Welcome. Anyone else who's joining in, come on in. It's going to be a fun show tonight. So what we're going to be doing tonight, guys, is first we're going to go through a couple of whiskey news stories. We're going to be talking a little about New Riff, which was my last review. Bottled and Bond, brand new distillery out of Newport, Kentucky. I love this stuff, and it's getting better as it's been open, so I'm really enjoying it. Also tonight will be kind of cool is I am giving away 3 samples of New Riff Bourbon. So I have them right here for you guys, all ready to go. Put a nice label on it and everything for you. So I got 3 of those that we're going to be giving away tonight. We're also going to be talking about one of my favorite bourbons, Colonel Taylor. We're going to be taste testing the small batch and then also taste testing against it the single barrel that I picked up recently. Some of the single barrels on E.H. Taylor can be a little bit, I don't know, off. As with most single barrels, but I don't know why I find it more often than not with Colonel Taylor, but when you do find a good bottle, it can be really amazing. So I just picked up this one, so I can't wait to open it up with you guys. Be fun. Let's see who else we have in the chat here. Let's see, who do we got? We have Bird Dog. How you doing, buddy? Welcome from Florida. How you doing, man? Dwayne Large is in the house. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Pressman, what's up, buddy? Moose 76. Let's see. Monica, Jason, you need the Metallica bourbon. Perfect for you. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that a little bit. Louis Ochoa is in the house. How you doing? Welsh Toro, can't stay long, but hi all. Thanks for dropping by, Welsh. Anytime you come by, I really appreciate it. So again, for any of you guys that just jumped in the chat, we're going to be giving away some samples of New Riff tonight. I have 3 that I'm going to be giving away. And another cool thing that happened today, when I got home from work, I had a nice little package waiting at the door for me, something I didn't expect to get today. I got a new batch of Mash and Drum t-shirts. So, yeah, that's them. So basically what we're going to do when we give away the sample, whoever wins the sample will also get a t-shirt tonight. So it's going to be a fun show. Let's see here. Bird Dog. For me, it's hard to judge the single barrel Taylor. Some are good and some are funky. Yeah, exactly. I was just mentioning that, Bird Dog. Some are so good. Some are on the funkier side. So we'll see how this one turns out, but I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. So let's get into it first. We're going to go through a couple of news stories. Right now, I am sipping on some of the New Riff bourbon before we get into the Colonel Taylor because, like I said, it's getting a little bit sweeter as I open it, as it gets a little bit more air into it, and it's really, really good. So tell me in the chat if you haven't already what you're sipping on tonight. And before I take a sip, I didn't take a sip yet. I want to say cheers. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Cheers, everybody. That is so good. Yeah, I mean, it's getting sweeter on the palate, really nice and rounded out. Caramel has a really nice, deep brown sugar caramel flavor. Now I'm getting an apple note on it that I didn't get when I first opened it, like a caramel apple. So it's really good stuff. For a 4-year bourbon, Bottled and Bond, it's super, super impressive. All right, we got 13 so far in the chat. The Whiskey Alter Starbuck Yum Bourbon. Yes, yes, my man. It is Yum Bourbon. Dan, I recently bought a small batch from 2016, and it's really heavy caramel, vanilla, and just a hint of cinnamon. Yeah, like I said, some of them can be really good. So this one I picked up recently. Let's take a look here. This one is, you know, let's open this beauty. Ooh, I love the Colonel Taylor bottle. It's, I don't know, just the label is so iconic, that nice bright yellow. I love it. So this one, are any stats here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is from this year, so we'll see how this one turns out. Gonna be good. Who else will jump in? Bourbon Shenanigans. How you doing, Mike? Welcome. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. All right, so we got 16 in the chat. This is awesome. Can't wait. All right, so our first news story tonight, guys, out of the whiskey world. Winter's coming. That's right. And it's bringing 9 Game of Thrones Scotch whiskeys. So if you guys are into Scotch and you're into Game of Thrones, they are coming. So Game of Thrones fans, we have to wait a little bit till next year to see Game of Thrones. But in the meantime, we're gonna be seeing a whole line of Game of Thrones whiskeys. If you haven't yet, the Johnny Walker White Walker has started to hit the shelves. If you haven't seen it, I have a cool picture of it here. You can check it out. That is the White Walker. This specially designed Walker blend contains single malts from Cardew and Glenrothes, one of the most northerly distilleries in Scotland, an ode to the extremes beyond the wall, as you see the wall behind in the picture. And the icy blue bottle has thermosensitive ink and will change design when it's frozen. So kind of cool, right? So it's a cool looking bottle. It's going to change color once it's frozen and do all different kinds of patterns. Kind of a cool concept. Let's see. Mose Chun, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming on. Chad Holly, I want them all. Louis Ochoa, I'll take the Lager and Talisker now. Yeah. So that's starting to hit the shelves now. Later this fall, they're bringing out 8 new ones. I'll show you guys a picture of the lineup. I have them all here. So take a look at the lineup of all of them, which is right here. Let me close this out. And that is all of them. So you have the Game of Thrones House Tully, which is a Singleton. The Game of Thrones House Stark, which is a Dalwhinnie Winter's Frost. The Game of Thrones House Targaryen, which is a Cardew Gold Reserve. Game of Thrones House Lannister, which is the Lagavulin 9-year-old. I'll definitely be picking that one up. The Game of Thrones The Night's Watch, which is an Oban Bay Reserve. Game of Thrones Greyjoy, which is the Talisker Select Reserve. Game of Thrones House Baratheon, which is a Royal Lochnagar 12-year-old. And the Game of Thrones House of Tyrell, which is a Clynelish Reserve. So that is a lot of whiskey to keep track of, a lot to collect. If you guys are collectors, this is going to be a fun series to collect. For me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to getting a Dalwhinnie Winter's Frost from Stark, the Lagavulin from Lannister, the Night's Watch bottle, which is all blacked out. That's going to be sick. That's the Oban Bay Reserve, and I think the Clynelish too from House of Tyrell. The cheapest bottle is, let's see, about $30. That's the Singleton, and the highest price bottle is actually MSRP about $65. So they're pretty reasonably priced, as long as you can get them in MSRP and they don't fly off the shelves and get secondary. Hopefully not, but that'll be pretty cool to collect. All right, before we get on to our next story, how are we doing in the chat here? Let's see, what do we got? Do mean they expect you to put it in the freezer? I don't know, Mose. I hope not. I think they just mean it because it's the White Walker. If you probably just take it outside with you in the wintertime, you'll probably start seeing some color changes. Bourbon Shenanigans, I actually want to try the Singleton. Yeah, Mike, I think all of them would be worth trying out. a couple stats here. So the Singleton is going to be at 40%. This is all ABV, obviously. The Dalwhinnie is going to be at 43. The Cardew at 40. The Lagavulin at 46. That's why I really want that one. The Open Bay Reserve at 43%. The Talisker is going to be at 45.8. A really good proof for that, too. The Royal Lochnagar is, I think I'm saying that right, probably not. That's going to be at 40%. And then the Klein Leash Reserve, that's the highest one, which is the one I'm looking most forward to. It's going to be at 51.2. So those are your ABVs for the bottles. Moose, liking the web screen shares. Yeah, I was doing that last week. I love it. Really want to show you guys some of the news that, you know, being a whiskey nerd, I like to follow what's going on, whether it be bourbon, whiskey, American whiskey, Scotch, Irish whiskey. Santa Cruzin, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Kenneth Kennelty's in the house. How you doing, man? Haven't seen you yet. Bourbon Shenanigans. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's get into our next story here. So the next story is about the, have you guys heard of the Scotch, the Glenrothes? They are releasing a collection called the Soleo collection. So the collection from the Speyside Distillery reflects a complete departure from the brand's vintage and reserve portfolio and a move to age statement releases. So the Soleo collection is named for the process of sun-drying grapes in the production of some sherry wines like Pedro Jimenez, available beginning September 2018. These are 4 age statement releases and 1 non-age statement bottlings. All 5 releases will be exclusively aged in seasoned sherry oak casks, all 100% color, and then a 40-year version is expected in 2019. I have a screen grab of these bottles, and they're really kind of cool looking. So I'll show you guys that. And here they are. Really kind of cool looking. So the Glenrothes 10-year is a 40%, 45 bucks. The Glenrothes 12-year is a 40%, going to be $55. The Whiskey Maker's Cut is named after the whiskey maker Gordon Motion, his preferred strength bottling. It's at 48.8. That's going to be 75 bucks. The 18-year will be coming in at 130 bucks at 43%. And the Glenrothes 25-year, which will be 43%, will have a price of 500 bucks. So that's going to be the new Glenrothes collection. Very cool. Monica Willich, you're interested in that one? Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. What do we got? Let's see. Yeah, 51.2. All right, guys. So now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour a little bit of my Colonel Taylor. This is the small batch, which I love. So most of you that know Colonel Taylor, this is a Buffalo Trace product. Mash Bill 1, which is their low rye mash bill. So it's on the sweeter side. So I get that open. All right. I kind of cracked into this one a little bit, but I wanted to put it up against the single barrel that I found. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this Colonel Taylor. That's a nice pour. Haha, there we go. Love that color, that stuff. Golden honey. Gotta love Colonel Taylor. Let's see, what do we got? Louis Ochoa, I had a taste of the Maker's Cut at a whiskey show. It was super sherry and amazing tasting. Yeah, Louis, that one, if I was going to pick up any of them, that one would obviously be my pick. It's more in my price range. I mean, the 25-year sounds amazing, but 500 bucks? I don't think so. Dan Trout, I need to find another Stag Junior. The best Stag Junior by far. Yeah, and you know what? I think I've mentioned this on other live streams. The Stag Juniors to me have gotten sweeter over time. The longer the longer the releases have been. I have released 10 up there, right? 10 somewhere. Oh, no, there it is, right behind me. Yeah, that is the 10, and that one was super sweet to me. When I did it blind on my blind barrel proof mashup, I did not think that was Stag. It didn't have the super punch of the alcohol that I was used to with most stags. Welsh Tour, sorry to sound grumpy, but that's a pretty miserable bunch of ABV apart from the NAS. Yeah, they're all pretty low, especially for a. That's why that middle Maker's Cut one, that Distiller's Cut version, I think would be the only one kind of appealing. As Louis Ochoa said, it tasted even amazing. Bourbon Shenanigans, Mike needs another bottle of Stag too. So, all right, so I am going in on the Colonel Taylor. I'm going to get my palate all fired up. And then after I take a couple sips of this, we're going to do our first giveaway. So cheers, everybody. I love that stuff. It's got vanilla. It's got cherry. Does anyone else get a chocolate note on E.H. Taylor small batch? I get this nice milk chocolatey note on it. It's like a creamy vanilla and chocolate that I get. It's like chocolate vanilla ice cream. I love it. So good. Let's see here. Monica Willis. Yes, cheers. This stuff is so good. Yeah, vanilla chocolate. Really good stuff. It's so let's see here. So as I was saying, Colonel Taylor here. It's a small batch, as you guys know. It's aged at least 4 years, being a bottled and bond. As you guys know, at least 4 years. Not really sure of the full age on it. It looks pretty dark. That it's probably aged a little bit longer than that, but I love it. Let's see, I just finished my bottle of Stag Junior and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof this week. Got to get a replacement. The Elijah was a 69.7. Yeah, I had that one. That thing is nuclear. It's so good though. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is hands down my favorite bourbon that I've been drinking for the last year. Just every release that they come out with has been amazing. I am eagerly awaiting the C18 from this year to be released soon. Cannot wait. Yeah. Let's see, Mike, I'm trying to make an ECBP last more than 4 weeks. I've had it 2.5 already. I never see it. Yeah, Mike, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof does come in. It actually comes into Ohio pretty often, but I mean, it's gone within seconds. You have to be at the door, like when the shipment comes, because normally each store only gets about 3 to 6 bottles if you're lucky. And, you're able to buy multiples of that one, unfortunately. So people buy 2 and 3 bottles. It's rough. Yeah, I'm loving this Colonel Taylor here. So, as I said, it's the mash bill #1, Buffalo Trace. It's a low rye mash bill, definitely on the sweeter side. Like I said, I get those chocolate notes. Well, I get the corn, vanilla, but I get this nice creamy vanilla chocolate like ice cream note on this, which I love, which makes me just want to keep sipping on this. So, all right, guys, it is time for our first giveaway. So this is what we're going to do. So right here, if you guys haven't known, I have set up a nice label here. I have a full 2-ounce sample for you guys of the new Riff Bottled and Bond Bourbon. Like I say in my motto, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. I want to share it with you guys because I love it so much. This is now has hit Ohio. It's pretty easy for me to get at this point. So, and I know it's not hitting other states for a while. So this will give you guys a chance to, try some of this stuff because I was so super impressed with it. And then on top of that, like I said, anyone who wins the sample, I will also be sending you a Mash and Drum t-shirt. It should be fun. So, never had a bottle. 69.7. I think this is the bottle of Wild Bart and Scott had. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is actually, if that's the case, and I don't think I've had that one, the old barrel proof, but all the barrel proofs I had are, I had all 3 from last year and the 2 from this year. And all of them were amazingly delicious. They were somewhat unique in each aspect. Some were hotter than others. But the last two I had, the B and the A from this year, it was like drinking a Snickers bar. It was just so good. Chocolate and nutty and cherry and really, really good. Really good stuff. All right, guys. So for the first giveaway here, since we're talking about the legendary Colonel E.H. Taylor, so the first person in the chat that could tell me what E.H. and E.H. Taylor stands for wins the sample and the shirt. So I will wait and sip on this. Yes, Mike, I do have all sizes now. So what's the E.H. and Colonel E.H. Taylor stand for? Let's see. Monica, crap, I just had the tour. Joshua Splun got it. Joshua, Edmund Haynes. Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. Well done, buddy. Joshua, do me a favor. Put your email address in the chat, and I'll reach out to you and get you your sample and your T-shirt. So thanks for coming, man. That's awesome. Oh man, I didn't bring a pen. All right, I'll just have to look back in the chat and see what you put. But yeah, we'll be all set. Good job, Joshua. Don't worry, guys. I have 2 more samples for you guys to win. So we got more samples coming. So next up, back to some of the news stories, guys. So this is what we're going to do. The next couple news stories are about Compass Box, one of my favorite scotches, my favorite blenders. They make such amazing stuff. I went on and on about the Compass Box Spice Tree and the Extravaganza, how much I loved it. Oh, thanks, Joshua. I got it. Awesome. Oh, that's pretty easy. Joshua Usplun at gmail.com. Nice and easy. Okay. Yep. Congrats, Josh. I also got plenty of shirts, as Mike asked before, all new sizes. I have large, extra large, and also double extra large for you big beefcakes. So all set. Bourbon shenanigans. Hey, Scott's here. You're late to the party as usual, Scott. Yeah, it's okay, man. How you doing, Scotty? So, all right. So our next news story is, like I said, it's about Compass Box. So this is about the Compass Box Flaming Heart 6th edition that's starting to hit the shelves, I think, now. I'll show you a picture of it because the Compass Box bottles are freaking beautiful, and you kind of have to show the pictures of it. So here is the Flaming Heart, the Compass Box Flaming Heart. So inspired by a rock song, Flaming Heart was first introduced in 2006. Like all previous editions, this one combines single malt aged in new heavily toasted French oak with peat, fire, and malt from Islay. However, for the 2018 edition, they have reintroduced sherry casks to the mix, something that hadn't been done since the 2012 release. As always, the exact recipe is found on the Compass Box website. It's going to be 15,050 standard bottles along with 800 large format bottles, 1.75 liter bottles. It's going to be available. It's actually available in Europe right now, with the US to follow soon, if not already. So Flaming Heart coming out. I'm definitely interested in trying that now that my palate has gotten a little bit used to the Islay whiskeys. So if I see it, I'm grabbing it. Let's see. You need to put your logo on a drum cover, Monica Willis. Oh, yes, I am working on it. I don't know if you guys can see all the wood right here on the wall, but what I'm doing is I'm going to be covering that whole wall with reclaimed wood eventually, setting up a whole new set down here, putting a couch, a couple of tables, a bar soon. And I'm going to get a little bass drum and put my logo on the drum cover and just hang it on the wall, which would be pretty cool. I already have a barrel head right there with my logo on it, so I'll be hanging that there too. It should be pretty cool. Who's we got here? Midwest Whiskey Reviews. Hey, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. I haven't seen you yet. Has anyone had it yet? My local has it and thinking about buying it. Oh, Midwest. Oh, so Flaming Heart has hit the stores. Good to know. Haven't seen it yet. In Ohio, Compass Box only is at one store, a lot of it that I see, a good amount. Flaming Heart number 6 is on the pour list for the Indie Whiskey Expo. Hope to try it then. Dwayne, yeah, man, you got to report back to us. Let us know how it is. Lewis is asking about the Compass Box Great King Street Artist and Glasgow blend. Lewis, I haven't tried any of that, but if it's on clearance and knowing Compass Box, you should probably grab it. So we have another story about Compass Box coming out. They're releasing another bottle called The Story of the Spaniard. So we're going to show this one to you. And here is the Spaniard. So, inspired by bottling Compass Box created for a New York bar named the Spaniard, this bottling is a more sherried style and a new permanent addition to the portfolio. So this is staying permanent now in the portfolio, guys. At its core, single malt whiskeys from the Highlands, aged in Spanish sherry and Spanish red wine casks. 48% of the whiskey is aged in ex-sherry and 25% in ex-Spanish red wine casks. As always, the full recipe you can find on the Compass Box website. This is going to be released in 2018 as well here, so it should be here already. And the MSRP will be $65. So that's the Compass Box. That's the Compass Box bottles that are coming out. Super excited to try those if I see it. The Spaniard one sounds actually really interesting. Highland whiskey, Spanish sherry, Spanish red wine. Probably on the sweeter side, but I always love the Compass Box stuff. Will we ever get to see your drum set? Yeah, you know what? I'm actually shooting a new video. I'm going to incorporate my drum set in it, so be on the lookout for that. It's not too big. It was the first drum set I ever got when I was, God, how old was I when I got that? I think I was about 12, 13, 14-ish. And I've held on to it for all these years. I was really meticulous and really taking good care of it. And I just refurbished the whole thing when I moved here into this house. It has all new skins, all new hardware. It looks great, sounds great. So I'll definitely show you some pictures of it. Dwayne Large, the story of the Spaniard is also on the pour list. Damn, Dwayne, where you going, man? That sounds cool. How do I get invited? All right, so obviously the Colonel Taylor is pretty delicious. Love it. So good. I don't think anybody answered me on the Colonel Taylor. Scott, from my bourbon journey, anybody else, let me know. If you guys get like a milk chocolatey, like vanilla ice cream note on the Colonel Taylor small batch. And while you're doing that, I am going to open the single barrel, and we're going to pit them head to head and see how this single barrel tastes. So here's the single barrel, and here's my small batch. So let's open this one up. As you can see, this one's brand new. Haven't even opened it yet. Here we go. Hey, Chris. Monica Wills agreed. My bourbon journey. Now we're talking bourbon. Yeah, Scott gets mad if we talk about scotch too much. So, let me go up top. Monica Will, it's vanilla ice cream, no chocolate, but I can try again. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's something as the bottle opens up, Monica, that I get as it gets sweeter. That could be it. All right. Man, they really don't want you to get in there. All right, so let me open this nice single barrel here. See what we get on this. Perfect. All right. I hope the single barrel is good because I hate when I pick up a single barrel and I'm not crazy about it. Pisses me off, man. All right. Hey, Jason Fisk is in here. How you doing, buddy? Just in time. Santa Cruz, and yeah, they do not mess around with the seal. And yes, Chad, it was a nice pop on that one. So So here we go, boys and girls. Single barrel versus small batch. So here's a small batch. This is the brand new single barrel. Let's see what we get on the nose here. So small batch, as I said, a lot of sweetness. Not too much rye on it because it's the low rye mash bill from Buffalo Trace, the number one mash bill. A lot of super sweet corn, vanilla, that little hint of, I don't get so much chocolate on the nose as I get on the palate. All right, now we're going to try to go with the single barrel, see what we get. Wow, so the single barrel, wow, so the single barrel is not nearly as sweet on the nose as this one. So the single barrel, I believe, is aged about 11 years, I think. I did do my homework and took some notes on it. So, yeah, so single barrel is aged for 11 years and 7 months in Warehouse C. So it definitely has some more oak on this from those extra 11 years. It's definitely not nearly as sweet. Now you're getting, in the single barrel, in this one, you're getting cherry, apple, a way more of a deeper caramel, brown sugar. Definitely less sweet on the nose. This is just like pure corn, vanilla, ice cream, sweet. And this is starting to get those, it almost smells like an Eagle Rare a little bit. Really good. All right, guys, to the palate. And off we go. Cheers to you all. Okay, yeah. Yeah, way different on the palate. Man, miles different. Now, the thing on the single barrels that always make me nervous is the ones that I've had that are bad, it's the bitter finish on the ending that you're getting. From, I don't know, whether it's where it's aging, it's just getting a little bit too bitter on the finish with the oak. This one, thankfully, I'm not getting it yet. But it's definitely way darker. It's way more balanced between oak and sweet. I think I might have found a good one. Let me go back in for a second sip. Yeah. Yeah, no bitterness. This one is just a damn good single barrel E.H. Taylor. Yes, I'm super happy. That's really good stuff. So good. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got going on in the chat? Dan Trout. Jason, if you come across any of the older small batches, the Font Colonel tube and bottles, bright orange, pretty good stuff. Yeah, actually, I'm glad you said that, Dan, because I did pick up another one. Where is it? So, yeah, here's the bright orange label. If you compare to the regular small batch, see the difference? And I was wondering if it's just a printer screwed up or if they actually made a conscious effort to change it. But yeah, you can see the bright orange color on the label. Monica Willis, I'd love that one. What's the price? Monica, you asking about the single barrel? That's price MSRP. I paid $65 for that one, for the single barrel. Wells Toro's having a problem with YouTube. Sorry, buddy. One thing about E.H. Taylor is I always seem to get different things for whatever reason. Yes, Scott, I think that's inherent of the small batch process. I mean, I know taking different things from different barrels, you try to blend it and get it as close as possible. But I think when you drink as much bourbon as we do, or as a lot of people do, you're going to pick up little fine differences from what you're used to. It's just, I think it's just inherent of a small batch, unfortunately. Is that the 2018 single barrel? Yeah, Scott, this is the 2018 single barrel. I'm going back in for another sip real quick because I want to make sure that this is a good one. If I'm telling you guys to go out, if you could find it and grab it, then I'm telling you good advice here. Yeah, it's really good. It's way more balanced. You could taste the age in it. You know that thing is 11 years. It's got way more oak influence in it. You're getting a nice brown sugar on it. It's not nearly as sweet as the small batch. But it's also not bitter, which is what I always worry about with the Colonel Taylor single barrels. And this one is not bitter. So score for the 2018 single barrel. Let's see. Chad and Sarah flammed a 2016 single barrel. I think that was the same one I had that I did not like. The one from last year, I have a 2017 up there as well. That one when I first opened it was good, but as the bottle worked its way down, I started getting that bitterness. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this single barrel as well, because this one actually I'm really enjoying. If I can equate it to anything, it's close to Eagle Rare, but it's got more of a it's got a little bit more of a cherry chocolate note on it, which is really nice. It's not short on vanilla. It's got that on the front of the palate on this single barrel. You're getting that quintessential E.H. Taylor small batch sweetness, but as it finishes out, you're getting that nice balance of oak, wood, a little bit of that cherry and apple flavor that comes through when you're kind of drinking an oaky bourbon. It's good. I'm enjoying it. Let's see. Wells Store. I want to buy a piece of ginger in my local Indian corner shop this weekend and found EC12 on the shelf for normal money. Wow, Wells Toro. That's a nice pickup, man. That's awesome. Don't you love when you walk into random places and you just find a beautiful bottle sitting on a shelf? That's how I found this one. The old Elijah Craig bottling. I walked into this little crappy liquor store in New York. Didn't think I would find anything in there. And they had about 3 of these sitting on the shelf. I'm like, yeah, yes, please. So I'll be holding on to that one for a while. Let's see. Do you like E.H. Taylor straight rye? Actually, Moose, I like the rye, the E.H. Taylor rye. I'm not a huge fan of it. There are other ryes I'd rather drink. Listen, I still can't. Some of the ryes that I still can't pass. I mean, Rittenhouse rye, for the price and the flavor you're getting out of it, I love that. I love that bottle. And also for any of you guys that has had Pikesville rye, that is probably right up there with me. I love Pikesville rye, the high proof, the flavor you get on it, and the Knob Creek cask strength rye that I did a live review of that not too long ago. That was delicious, and it's getting better as it comes down. Now that the alcohol's dissipated a little bit, it is. I mean, it's hot, it's spicy, and I love it, and it's really, really good. Whiskey Ace, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. Moose 76 good rye, just a bit pricey for what it is. Other good ryes for less. Yeah, I totally agree, Scott. Good advice. Joshua's pulling my 2017 single barrels the same. First few pours are great. Yeah, Josh, I couldn't agree with you more. First few pours were great on the 2017, and the more it went down, the more bitter it got, and I wasn't enjoying it as I did when I first opened it. And I really hope that it doesn't happen to this guy, because this one actually tastes really good. Yeah. Wow, now that it's opening up a little bit, it's getting we're getting a little bit of apricot on it too. So like think of caramel apple, caramel on like apricot or peach. It's really good, and I hope it stays that way because I'm actually really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Let's see. The Dan Trout. Michter's is hard to beat. Yeah, Dan, Michter's rye is a good one. So Dan was kind enough to send me a sample of the Michter's toasted barrel rye. That thing was insanely delicious. It was so good. That's probably the best rye I've had in a long time. It was really good. Whiskey, I like Pikesville. It's sweet enough to almost pass as a bourbon. Yeah, Whiskey Ace, I agree. And same thing with the Knob Creek Cask Strength Rye. It's got a really sweet nose on it, and it's getting sweeter as it's getting opened. So on the nose, excuse me, on the nose especially now, it's getting a little bit more bourbon-like. Lewis Keene, is there anything special in 2014-2015 Wild Turkey 101? I found a bottle on an out-of-town trip, but I passed. Did I make a mistake and discuss? Ha ha ha. I don't think so. I don't know if I've had, well, I've been drinking Wild Turkey 101 for a long time. So I can't even say if there's something special on it. I don't know, buddy. I do know that Wild Turkey 101 is probably one of the most consistent bourbons that you're going to find. So if it's anything, I don't think it would be anything that out of the ordinary. So unless they change the recipe, but Wild Turkey, I don't think has changed the 101 recipe for decades. Monica, my new favorite is Sagamore Cask Strength Rye. Wow, I haven't had that one, Monica. That sounds, I love a good cask strength, anything. I'm really, really, really on the hunt for the Lot 40 Cask Strength Rye out of Canada. I have a buddy of mine traveling there. I really, really want to try that stuff. I actually really enjoyed the Lot 40 Canadian rye, but I heard that cask strength is unbelievable. If you guys haven't checked out Whiskey in the Six, Rob in Canada, he just did a review of it today, the new one, and he said it was phenomenal. So, Monica, that's a low rye from NGP. Oh, Monica, get it. Okay, I will try to find it, Monica. I believe you. Bourbon Shenanigans. Oh, my God, yes. Mike, have you had the Lot 40 Cask Strength? I haven't. So if you have, that sounds like, with that reaction, it sounds like you've had it. So let me know. Let's see. Anyone ever see the Lock, Stock, and Barrel editions? Yeah. Mash and Drum, Lot 40 Cask Strength 11 just landed here in Calgary. Jason Fisk, you're my new best friend, man. If you get a bottle, send me one. I'll pay you shipping charges and bottling charges and whatever other charge you want. I want that bottle. So let me go back into the, actually, no, what am I doing? Let's go into our second giveaway, guys. It is 9:43. Time's moving fast here. We got to do another giveaway. So for the second sample of the Bottled and Bond bourbon, my next question, again, around Colonel E.H. Taylor. So in 1870, Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor, as we know now, he purchased a small Leestown distillery that he christened OFC to start his foray into distilling, making an immediate mark in the industry, modernizing and upgrading the plant. Everything that dude did was first class. As we know, he was one of the pioneers of the Bottled and Bond Act. But when he first started, he purchased OFC. First person that could tell me what OFC stands for gets the dram. All right, I'm going to sip on this while I wait. Go for it, guys. It's all on you. Moose 76, you got it. You were close, Scott. It is the Old Fire Copper Distillery, to be exact. Nice job, Moose. Moose, throw your email address in the chat, and I will get in touch with you to get you your shirt and your sample of Bottled and Bond of New Riff right here, which I love. And Scott, you reviewed this. You've had it already, so you're good. Plus, you already have one of my shirts. Nice. Okay, so. Okay, Moose 76, I got it. Thanks for putting it in the chat. I'll write it down. So far we have Moose and who was my previous winner? Who was let's see here. Oh, Josh. Josh S. Plum was the second winner. All right, good job, guys. couple more news stories, then we'll do another giveaway. So somebody mentioned, I think Monica, I think you mentioned the Blackened Whiskey. And Scott from My Bourbon Journey. If you guys haven't seen his channel, go check it out. Does amazing reviews, has awesome relationships with some really cool distilleries. Check out My Bourbon Journey. He actually got his hands on this particular whiskey, which is the Blackened Whiskey from Metallica. So this is our next story, guys, coming up. So here's Blackened. Blackened Whiskey is a collaboration between the rock band Metallica and master distiller Dave Pickerel. It's a blend of straight whiskey sourced from undisclosed North American distilleries. The whiskey is finished in black brandy barrels for a few weeks. And then check this out, guys. Additionally, the barrels are sonically enhanced in a process called black noise, where they boom low hertz sound waves playing Metallica's music, of course, to cause the whiskey to bounce around and further interact with the wood and the barrel. The inaugural batch is labeled 81 to signify the year the band formed. Each batch of 5,000 bottles will come with an accompanying playlist on Spotify and Apple Music, and it will retail for $43. Pretty cool. Let's see. Old-fashioned. Okay, yeah, so Blackened Whiskey, I think it's kind of a, so Hudson Bourbon out in New York did something very similar with their bourbon, where they boom a bunch of music in their warehouses, hoping the liquid would shake around and interact with the wood at a faster rate. You know, we always find these different kind of gimmicks to hopefully make the whiskey taste better, maybe even age faster. But, you know, I don't know, I guess my philosophy is don't rush a good thing. You know, it's always, you know, I feel like the guys that figured out how to create bourbon back in the day and also age it and do all these different things to it, they already know what they're doing. Why try to rush it, right? Cheers to that. All right, guys, and before our last giveaway, the last story of the night, and this is for all you Pete heads out there, because I thought this was an interesting story to kind of throw in here. So for those of you guys that like Pete and you like rum, check this out. This is Mount Gay XO rum. It's the Pete smoke expression, I should say. This rum is made from a blend of column and pot still distilled rums that was selected by master blender Alan Smith. The rums are aged from 8 to 15 years in American oak before they're finished its maturation in peated whiskey casks from Islay for 6 months. It's bottled at cask strength at 57% ABV. It's a limited release. There's only going to be 6,120 bottles. Only 1,200 are coming to the U.S., available beginning this month in October, and it will retail for $250. What do you guys think of that one? That is my last news story of the night. I thought that was pretty interesting. Rum and peated whiskey. Obviously, I can't hate on it because if you guys saw my review on this guy, which was the Glenfiddich Fire and Cane, but this is a little different. This is Scotch that's peated Scotch that's aged in rum barrels. The Mount Gay expression, the XO, is pure rum that's finished in peat barrels from Islay. So I'm really curious what the flavor profile on that will be. Any guys interested in that one? Any rum heads in the house? The Whiskey Dick, he has arrived. How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by, Bill. Appreciate it. Here we go. Let's see. That sounds like a marketing ploy to me. Dwayne Large. Yeah. What else we got? It's already aged bourbon with bourbon only put in the blackened brandy barrels, subject to ultra low frequency noise. Yeah. Yeah. Scott was, got to actually sit with the master distiller and learn all about it. So Scott's kind of the authority on blackened whiskey. Welsh Toro limited to 6,000 bottles. What a laugh. Yeah. Supposed to be a good rum, whiskey drinkers rum. Scott, love good rum. Jefferson Olsen, okay. Me and Pete are rum rascals. Rum Rascals. Actually, check this out for you rum heads. Where is it? So I got this bottle as a gift. This is Plantation 20th Anniversary rum. This is aged exclusively in bourbon barrels, and a friend of mine thought that I was a big bourbon head, so he bought this for me while he was away, and it's a really cool bottle too. This thing, the top on this thing can kill a man. Look at this. Isn't this pretty cool? Look at the top on it, and then it's got a gold metal flake right there, right built in. It's like a gold copper coin. So this is the 20th anniversary bottle. That's won all sorts of awards. So I'm looking forward to breaking into that thing. I mean, I'm not a huge rum guy, but something like that sounds pretty good. Let's see. Rum, yeah, Monica. Oh my God, yeah, good to know. Let's see. Jason Fisk, decent. Luis Ochoa. I just bought that rum last week. The top is huge. It is. It's crazy. Yes, Lewis. It's got crazy fiddly bits. Crazy fiddly bits. Wow, guys, I have 26 in the chat. That's the highest I've hit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. The channel's growing, and I love doing this with you guys. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Dwayne Large, you could use that stopper as a weapon. Seriously, man. Peter White's in the house. I didn't see you drop in. How you doing, Pete? Thanks for coming by, man. Nice rum, but lots of sugar additives. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about rum. If you're going to add sugar to it and then age it in bourbon barrels, which are already inherently sweet, I'm expecting that to be like a sugar bomb. But I'll find that out probably on the holidays. I'll make a nice punch out of it. All right, guys, so we have 2 giveaways done. It's time to get to our 3rd giveaway again. I have one more sample of the new Riff Bottled in Bond Bourbon. Like I said, I got a nice label on for you. And for those of you that have just jumped in the chat, also with the sample, I'm going to send you a beautiful T-shirt, which I just got today. So I got to think of a good question for the last one here. So let's see. Let's see here. You can use that stopper. I'm betting you're going to love great rum. Yeah, I mean, should be pretty good. Coconut bomb. Okay. I don't mind good coconut. It's pretty good. Check out the Fat Rum Pirates website. He does hydrometer tests to find out the added sugar and real ABV. Many of these rums have much lower ABV than advertised. Wow, Welsh. Welsh just dropped the mic on the whole rum industry. He's not messing around. Very cool. Okay, so this will be the last question of the night, guys, for the last sample. Man, the single barrel this year is really good, guys. It's, for those of you that have just joined, I pitted the Colonel Taylor small batch against this year's Colonel Taylor single barrel. And the single barrel, like I said, which can be a little bit funky sometimes, actually tastes really, really good. It's awesome. I had a past bottle of the single barrel that started great and then got really bitter towards, once it got about halfway. And I'm really hoping that this one doesn't do that too, because it actually tastes really nice. So if you guys see the single barrel at a good price for MSRP, around $65, then definitely grab it. All right, so here's our last question of the night, guys. Again, since our theme is Colonel E.H. Taylor. We talked about Colonel Taylor purchasing the OFC distillery back in 1870. So in 1878, Taylor, well, a couple of other little things that happened in between when he purchased the OFC and when he sold it. As you know, Colonel Taylor was a skilled politician. He fought for the higher standards in bourbon. He was the main pusher for the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897. And we have to thank him really for making bourbon, giving it transparency, giving it the high quality standards that we still enjoy today, which is amazing. I mean, over 100 years later, and the bourbons that we drink today, especially the Bottled and Bond ones, you're still getting quality, you're still getting a good product. And this new Riff is a great example, because not only is this unfiltered, or non-chill filtered, I should say, this is right at 4 years old. It's Bottled and Bond, and it is really good. It's getting better, and I can't wait for you guys to try the samples. So to grab the last and final dram, the question, I think people know the question already. I was going to say the OFC distillery was purchased by who in 1878? But Midwest Whiskey Reviews already answered George T. Stagg. He knows his stuff. Should we give it to him, guys, or should we do another question? He kind of already knew it. All right, we'll give it to him. All right, we'll give it to you. Midwest Whiskey Reviews, congrats, buddy. You got the final dram, and you also got the T-shirt. Actually, Midwest Whiskey Reviews, can you already get the new Riff? Because if it's in your state in the Midwest, then maybe we should have someone else get it for you. Unless you just want a sample to try before you buy a bottle. You let me know, Midwest Whiskey Reviews. He said, no new question. I want it. Whatever, we'll send it to you. So Midwest Whiskey Reviews. Oh, he can get it, so give it to someone else. Okay. All right, Midwest, you know what, Midwest, I'll send you a shirt regardless for getting it right. So Midwest, drop your email in the chat, and I'll send you a shirt, just because you were way ahead and smarter than everyone else. So let me come up with another question, guys. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Let's see how close you guys are paying attention. He is. He might be telepathic. So when I opened the single barrel, I mentioned how many years that this is aged. First one to tell me the years that the single barrel is aged gets the dram and the shirt. Waiting. Oh, I have some small batch left. I'm going to drink that. Fisky, 11 years. You got it, buddy. Jason Fisk. Nice job, buddy. Oh, man, am I shipping this to Canada? All right. Fisk was quick. Fisky was quick on the draw. Nice job, buddy. So I'll be sending you a dram of the new Riff Bottled and Bond with the shirt. Drop your email in the chat. Midwest Whiskey Reviews, also drop your name in the chat. Please do before we get out of here. That'll be great. Yeah, so Midwest Whiskey Reviews, remember, I want to send you a shirt anyway just for participating and knowing the answer before I even asked it. And Jason Fisk, definitely put your email in the chat as well, and I'll make sure I'll get your shirt and your dram out to you, which would be awesome. Good job, buddy. I appreciate it. My bourbon journey, U.S. only. That's messed up, Scott. All right, let's see here. I'm going to finish this up. So I'm trying to think if I have any other quick announcements. So before we sign off, so my Friday episode, so I don't know if you guys have seen, so Scotch Test Dummies did an episode of their top 5 their top 5 go-to whiskeys. And then Aquavite, Roy, he actually made one for himself, and because they kind of challenged each other in the other whiskey tube channels to call out their favorite, their go-to whiskeys. So Roy just did one with his go-to scotches, which is a great video. And he pretty much challenged all the other whiskey tubers to do their own version. So that's going to be my Friday episode. I'm picking my top 5 go-to available bourbons. I'm a little bit too new to the Scotch game to be picking scotches, so I focused on bourbon. The hard part was to pick not only price, but also availability. And I had to think in terms of, if there's a bourbon that I'm drinking that I see getting about halfway down, a quarter of a bottle left, the bourbons that I'm running out to the store that I want to replace it immediately, and I know that I can replace it that day. So those are the bourbons that I'm going to be revealing, my top 5. That'll be Friday's episode. So hope you guys enjoy that. Dan Trout, next reviews. So next reviews, we have the Jim Beam Repeal Batch. This will be one of my next reviews as well. This is a limited edition from Jim Beam. This is a distiller's choice. It's 86 proof. It's this is also uncut. I'm sorry, it's non-chill filtered, so it's supposed to have a really nice flavor profile to it, especially if you love Beam. Another shout out to my buddy Perry Ritter, who runs a site. This is My Bourbon Podcast. He's an amazing guy. He does amazing podcasts on iTunes, but he has also started his own YouTube channel. Check him out. This is My Bourbon Podcast. He loves this stuff, so I'm really looking forward to getting into that. Also next is Yellow Rose Outlaw Bourbon Whiskey out of Texas. As you can see, this received a 94 gold medal in the San Francisco Spirits Award. It's won a ton of awards, actually. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. This is actually I believe it's a 100% corn bourbon. Let me see. Yeah, 100% corn, pot distilled in Texas. So looking forward to reviewing that one. This is one that I've never had. This hit Ohio recently. This is the Breckenridge bourbon out of Colorado, made with Rocky Mountain water. We're going to check that one out. Yes, limited. Yes, can be sketchy. Just bought that one. I've not tried it yet. Limited edition. Yes, limited edition. Anyone tried the Beam yet? Rebel Yell 10-year single barrel. Yes, that's back here. I will be reviewing this as well. I haven't opened this one yet. This is a nice looking bottle, guys, if anyone's seen it. I've heard nothing but great things about it. So this is a Rebel Yell 10-year single barrel. I'll be reviewing that one coming up. And my last one to mention is a bourbon out of my own stomping grounds in New York. You know what I'm saying? New York, out of Queens. This is Kings County, Queens. This is the Kings County Distillery Bottled and Bond Bourbon. This is obviously at least 4 years old, 100%, 100 proof, 50% alcohol. This is behind a glass case and supposed to be fabulous stuff. So looking forward to reviewing that one as well. Some of the other ones I'm reviewing. Oh, how could I forget? My big review coming up. The Four Roses 130th anniversary bottle, signed by Brett Elliott himself. Brent Elliott. I cannot wait to open this and review this stuff with you. Hey, Chris Beaton, how you doing, man? Nice to come in. Thanks, man. Peter White, I still have a Yellow Rose Rye, MGP. Oh, it's MGP. I didn't realize it was MGP. Okay. Yeah, so this one I'm going to do actually after I do the Jim Beam repeal batch. This will be my next one. And then on one of my live streams, just like today, I will be giving away samples of this for you guys. So it's all about sharing the whiskey love, everybody. So I will be giving out samples. Unfortunately, I only have one bottle of this, but why the hell not? Let's share it. Let's everyone get anyone who can get a taste of it. It's supposed to be amazing stuff. So that'll be up and coming as well. So yeah, so let's see. So I still have, well, this is some small batch, but I guess with that, guys, let's see. It is 10:05. I guess before we sign off, anyone have any other last questions as I finish this up before we go? Moose 76, yeah, 130 cents. Yeah, man, I'm gonna give them away. I'm probably gonna do just like tonight. I'm gonna give 3 2-ounce samples of that stuff. So it'll be a great giveaway. I'll throw in some shirts as well. Also, when you guys get your shirts and get your drams, I just had these made, which are pretty cool. So these are my little business cards that I had made. I'll send you a bunch of these. If you guys can, give them out. Get people more to know more about my channel. On the back, it's got a nice little QR code. It'll take you right to the YouTube channel. I'll be throwing these in with your samples and your shirts. So it should be pretty cool. So, oh, Chris, yes, it's okay, man. I'm glad you stopped by. So, with that, guys, I'm gonna finish this up. I have a lot of bourbon to clean up, put away, and get situated before my next videos. Really appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate this is my highest number of people in the chat room. Hope you enjoyed the show. Can't wait for next week. Like I always say, guys, it's not about the whiskey; it's the people you share it with. Cheers, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.